All right, how you doing today? So I thought I'd chop it up with y'all for a minute and talk about some strange things that's been going on. I've been hearing things about reports about UFOs being shot down and they don't know who sent them out or what they were, but okay, pictures of like I don't know, like these large balloons. I don't know why this truck is stopping here, but also, there's tension brewing up with China and also Russia and America. I saw this article just the other day. This happened Sunday night, Sunday or Monday, okay? Where everybody else is, many people are doing things like maybe looking at the Super Bowl festivities, uh, maybe celebrating the win of Kansas City Chiefs. I hear there's something like where it was well over 1 million people at that parade in Kansas City, okay, the other day. Well, you know why that's going on. They had an attack out there in the Northwest part of America, around Alaska, around that part uh, of that sound up there, okay, between Washington State and Alaska, somewhere around that area where the Air Force had to shoot down unmanned Russian like planes or fighters, okay, something to that effect. There was a couple of shot down by some U.S. Air Force aircraft, okay, that was sent out there, okay, that was on alert. So, and so forth. So this has been happening more recently, or at least with the exposure of the internet and social media, you're hearing more and more about this. But this has been going on for quite some time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, where I was telling another podcaster that right now, as we speak, these National Guards, I believe it's Michigan and Wisconsin, for example. Okay, they are practicing drills up there in Canada. Okay, uh, at the border. I'm sorry, at the border. I was telling a podcaster about that about 2 years ago, about these exercise drills. Okay, in case there's, just in case it's a case of like some type of attack on the border. Okay, well, who do you think has some to do with that? Either Russia or China. There's been uh, Russian spies up there in the Northeast, but particularly like New York. Okay, aircraft and also like marine equipment out there, very very close to like countries like Nova Scotia and Maine, up in that area. That's been happening again quite some time. That's been happening since I was in. Okay, and I've been out now 15 years now. Actually, February 20th, I think 21st, will be 15 years since I've been out of the military, since I got out in 2008, believe it or not. Sometimes it does seem like yesterday, and sometimes it does seem like it's been like 15 years after a 13-year career, that is. So, yeah, okay, that Russia, I think that they're very serious about, I'm not sure about what Vladimir wants to do. I think that I know what he wants to do, but I think that he's not sure about how he wants to go about of attaining it, because the way that he rolled, when he rolled this thing out, and this conflict with Ukraine has been going on for almost a year now, come the end of the month. All right. I didn't think that he was going to get so much resistance. And also the pushback that he's getting from like the government and from the people of Russia. Plus it's also a political thing. Okay. But these wars are all pretty much about money, monetizing natural resources, a banking system, a new government, new religion, new social control, that type of thing with these wars. Okay, but they're very, very serious, and I think that they, like with Russia and China, they can't get off the way they want to get off again because politically, all right, we got an election coming up in about another year and a half, but for the most part, against because of what I guess the carnage out there in Ukraine. All right, I think they thought they could roll up in there, go and whoop some ass right quick and be done with this by Christmas, but it's not working that way. You see the attack that happened out there in Poland, okay, with the uh, like a missile attack, and also there was just one last week in Ukraine, okay, a really big one, really prolific one. All right. I looked on another podcast, but I'm just getting some information though too from other sources that, again, when I say that they're serious, that there's orders about. I've seen some tentative orders from one of the generals at the chief of staff, the Pentagon, okay, for a potential like a all-out war around 2025. Again, these are tentative orders, okay, from some information that leaked out. Biden already put it out, and Trump already put out that we will be involved in this next conflict, okay? You know, this is biblically prophesied too, all right? You hear about Matthew 24 when you heard about when Yahshua, Jesus, you know, is more, how can I say, modern name, you know, was telling his disciples that you hear about wars and rumors of wars, where you're hearing about them. And I suggest that young people, if you are old enough to be in, if you're between 18 and 35, you better take these current events seriously, okay? You need to start looking at more current events. You guys that are in, okay, in the armed forces, or you know somebody, or you have a son or something like that, or a brother or a loved one, but particularly you guys that are in the military, y'all better be taking that training seriously. You understand me, okay? If you guys are probably going to get out like this year or very, very soon, kudos to you. Appreciate for what you do. Congratulations. Okay. But let me tell you something. Even if you do get out, that if you still have time remaining on your inactive, you know, window, then you can get called back in. I've seen that happen when I was in, okay, during the last campaign with Iraq and Afghanistan. You guys that are retired or retiring, you know they can call you back if you've been retired less than 10 years, okay, just so you'll know, okay? So I just think that, well, again, while all these sports are going on, pretty soon we're going to have March Madness, NBA, you know, they got the NBA All-Star break, okay? Then keep the right eye on what's going on current events. You know what I mean? You may want to do a split screen, okay? And remember, Congress, they're changing laws right up under your nose, okay? We're going to have we had a rate, interest rate increase, and there's going to be another one March 22nd. We'll get to that later. So let me know what you think about the video there. That's what's going on up there in the Northwest or whatever. But I think that Vladimir Putin is very, very serious, okay?